Most writers don't struggle because they have nothing to say. They struggle because they are afraid of sounding ordinary. And maybe that's why Stephen King says one of the worst things a writer can do is dress up their vocabulary just to sound intelligent. Because the moment writing becomes performance, it stops feeling human. In On Writing, a memoir of the craft, Stephen King talks about something much deeper than grammar. He talks about honesty. He believes that many writers use complicated words not because the story needs them, but because the writer is insecure. They think, if I sound smarter, people will respect my writing more. But readers can feel when language is trying too hard, and forced writing creates emotional distance. That's why King compares it to dressing a household pet in expensive clothes. It looks unnatural, embarrassing, because the problem is not the words themselves. The problem is pretending. And maybe this is where most writers get lost. They stop trying to sound like themselves and start trying to sound like a writer. So they imitate. They imitate literary novels, famous authors, poetic language, complicated sentence structures, because they believe that's what great writing sounds like. But the truth is, great writing usually sounds simple. Ernest Hemingway wrote with short, direct sentences, no unnecessary decoration. Yet his writing still feels heavy with loneliness and silence. Because emotion does not come from complexity, it comes from truth. And Stephen King's real point is this: your writing voice is not something you create, it is something you stop hiding. That's why every great writer feels emotionally different. Some writers sound cold, some sound intimate, some sound awkward, some sound poetic. But all of them sound real, and readers remember honesty more than vocabulary. So maybe writing is not about sounding intelligent. Maybe writing is about sounding honest. Honest enough that another human being feels understood. And maybe style is just personality without fear. So thank you for listening. Please subscribe the channel.